So today we're going to look at something simple but pretty amazing, how to DJ on one of these, an Apple Watch. Now in the full article that accompanies this piece, I explain the ins and outs of this, what else you need. For instance, you're going to need a equivalent app running on your iPhone, and you're also going to need some local music on your iPhone to DJ with. But all of that's explained in the article. This video is just to really show you it working. So here is the djay 2 from Algoriddim app. And it's running on my iPhone. It's also running here on my watch. And the first thing I'm going to do is just flick through my music, and I'm going to find a tune that I want to pop on first. Go into one of my playlists and scroll through my tunes. They're all here, you see. And let's start with this one here. So I'm going to load this onto the deck and hit play. So that tune's now playing away there. I can look by swiping at the tune in a little bit more detail here. So here is the tune itself with the BPM and the countdown and the name and so on, even the keys there. And down at the bottom here, we've got a few clever bits and pieces that we can do with the tune. So for instance, I can choose a loop length and loop it. That's now looping 4 beats of the tune, and reduce it for the little drum roll effect. That's all pretty standard stuff that you will hear on bigger DJ software. And out of that one, we also have effects here. So for instance, there's an echo effect. So let's go to a different effect, a phaser or something, or a flanger will do. There you go. So there's one tip, turn off the notifications on your phone if you want to have DJing free of things popping up. Set yourself in flight mode for best effect. So we also have the low pass filter here, which just kind of turns on and off. And the high pass filter, again, which just turns on and off. Now let's go back to the top here. You can hopefully see on the small circle going around there that we're about 1/5 of the way through the track there, and this will continue to fill up as we go through the track. You can actually skip through the track though by touching these little buttons here, and it skips through beat matched, which is nice. So you can't really hear it changing, but we are skipping a long way through the track there. I wish Pioneer CDJs did that. That's a lot better way of skipping than just randomly jumping forward in the track. So if you're not really too keen on a track, you can skip yourself towards a point where you might want to mix in another track like that. So let's go find another track to mix in. We can load it here on this deck by pressing the big button here, or we could move over to the deck itself to load it. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to touch in there, and I'm going to again go to one of my playlists, and I'm going to pick a track that I want to play next. So let's choose that one there. So it's going to load onto the deck. It's now sat there waiting for us. If I go back to the middle here, it's got a big fat sync button in the middle, which is a really nice feature because obviously you can't fit pitch faders and stuff into a tiny little watch. So if you're going to be DJing with dance music here, having a sync button is certainly well worth doing. Let's jump forward a bit more, and we're just going to try and find a good place to mix out of here. This looks like it's going to become a bit mix outable. Hang on, a bit further forward. I'm just going to get to a bit where there's not much going on. Yeah, that sounds all right. So wait for a point where you think it might be a good time to mix, and instead of hitting play, just hit sync. And that's one of the problems with the watch, of course. You kind of miss the buttons sometimes. Let's try this time. Okay, so now I've got 2 tunes playing together. And I can start to mix out by touching the crossfader buttons here. Still got my mix going, bit of effect if I want there. Just about time to finish the mix, I'd say. Let's go. And there you go, we're into the next tune. And onwards and onwards. So that's basically how it works. We now head back to the other deck, the one we just finished on, and we can go back into our music collection and select another tune to play and continue playing like that. And that is how you DJ on nothing more than an Apple Watch.